Hi, Mick McQuaid here to talk to you about a software package called 10cggSQL, which is another application that's related to SQL. GG stands for the Grammar of Graphics. And 25 years ago, a man named Leland Wilkinson, who has since passed away, published an approach to graphics called the Grammar of Graphics in a book of the same name. And soon after, Hadley Wickham, who used to be a professor at Rice University here in Texas, created a software package called ggplot that extended the grammar of graphics with layers, which is described in a journal article called A Layered Grammar of Graphics. And he developed a software package. So in addition to being a researcher, he's a software developer. In fact, now he's a full-time research scientist and software developer for a company. He's no longer at Rice. And his package, ggplot2, is the dominant avenue for publishing statistical graphics even today in 2026. And the company behind it, which is called POSIT, spelled P-O-S-I-T, recently released alpha software called ggSQL. And the idea of ggSQL is to allow a person to use SQL-like queries to produce layered statistical graphics. And there's an example in the next frame. So here's the code, and here's the output of the code. So there's a visualize statement, a draw statement, a scale statement, and a label statement. The visualize statement in this case takes the data from a built-in data set called penguins. This is a data set about actual penguins, Adelie, chinstrap, and gentoo penguins living in Antarctica. And this data set is used a lot in statistics classes to demonstrate different properties of visualization and of statistics. So one of the columns in the data set is the bill length, the length of the pelican's bill, and then the depth of the pelican's bill. And the visualize simply says we're going to visualize the length on the x-axis and the depth on the y-axis. And we're going to fill in whatever we do. We haven't said what we're going to actually, how we're going to visualize it, but whatever we do, we're going to fill in with a color from species, and there are 3 species here, and these are the colors. So then we're going to specify the kind of graphic that we're going to do, which is point, which is the same thing as a scatter plot, and you can see this is a scatter plot. And then we're going to scale x into millimeters. All this gobbledygook here means to scale it into millimeters because the bill depth is already in millimeters, so we want bill length to be on the same scale as bill depth. And then we're going to label this graphic with a title and an X label and a Y label. And so this is the graphic that ends up. So normally we wouldn't display this. We would just display this. I'm only displaying the code for educational purposes. So you can get this from ggsequel.org, where you can try it out in the browser before you install it. So they have a way on their website that you can do some test Visual SQL queries. And there are installation instructions there. I installed it on my machine. That's how I got this thing. I just installed it. And I used it with Quarto, the package that generates these slides. So I do a further installation that you can find in the table of contents on the above page, so that this graphic that I just showed you was generated as part of generating the slideshow. Okay, so that's all I want to say about this particular app. And I think I have one more thing to talk about in this week, which I'm blanking on what it is. Oh yeah, CSV, getting CSV data into and out of SQL. So let's look at the next video. And thanks for watching this one.